Hey guys, what's happening? Sean Bennett here, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the rope on your Stealth spreader bar. So I've already cut this one from the previous attempts at making the video, but you know, you don't have to cut it if you can get the knots undone easily. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that you're going to want to make sure you get both the ropes or just the correct one if you're only getting one. We have the short line in the center, so that's going to look like this, the center cord, okay? And then we have the long line for the slider rope, and this one's going to come with a metal piece with 3 holes in it. That's going to be called the rope lock, and it's a little bit longer. So we're just going to go ahead, and we have the lighter to shrink wrap the tube at the very end. So a knife to cut off some excess. All right, so guys, I'm going to go ahead and just unscrew this. If you flip your spreader bar over, you're going to see these 4 screws on the back. Make sure you have the correct star bit so you don't strip them out. Okay, once you pull those screws out, you'll be able to remove the spreader bar off the front. And then right on top of the padded part of your spreader bar, there's going to be this little loop lock over here and this metal piece. You can just slide this out like so. All right, so now you've got your in front of your spreader bar, the metal piece that locks in. Okay, so now we can just set this off to the side. And so we'll start with the fixed loop on the center here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just untie this. Okay, so we'll remove the old rope. And so now I'm going to open up the packaging for the Stealth Bar Dyneema center cord. And if you look on the back here again, it says short line, just in case you're only going to replace one piece, say you never use the fixed loop. But I do recommend replacing both of them. Even though these lines are extremely durable, it's still recommended to replace it after 1 year of use. So we've got the new one out here looking super fresh. Okay, now with this metal piece here, the way it's orientated, the curve is facing out your front like the harness. So we're going to take the end of the rope, and we've got 6 holes lined up right in the center. So we're going to start by going on the outside furthest hole of the line of 6 here. So it's going to look something like that. So we'll give ourselves a little bit of room there for it to come through this whole piece right here. So once you've got the rope going through the outside holes, we're going to loop this one around through the center one. We're going to leave 1 hole in between both of them. So if you guys check this out, I've got the rope going in through the outside on the outermost holes of the 6 ones, and then coming through the inside, so there's still a space in between. So now when we tie this up, we're going to go back through the center hole. So right here, I'm going to come through this center hole, and this one I'm going to let it go down. Okay, so that one's going down, and then now the other one I'm going to make sure it's coming out on the upside. So again, this side I'm going to come through, come out of this hole here. And then I'm going to make this one come up. Okay. So you want it to look something like that. Going through the outside, through the innermost holes, and then loop it back around, one coming out through the top and one through the bottom. So now when I go to tie this one off, I'm going to finish the knot here, looping it underneath. So that one's coming out on the top, and then this one I'm going to do the same, but make sure that it finishes going out of the bottom like this right here. Bam, bam. So again, you've got 1 high and you've got 1 pointing low. So it should look something like this. We'll just give this a little test, put it through there. That looks pretty good. It's going to be for your ring. All right, guys. So now we're going to replace the main rope, which I cut for the purpose of this video. It did not break. So you can use some kind of tool to pop the old knot out. Shabam. Okay, just place that off to the side. Make sure you keep your ring. And so now we're going to install the new one. This is the long rope, the replacement cord slider rope. So this is the long one. You don't want to accidentally order just the small one and be missing out. So we're going to open up this guy right here. And inside you're going to see you've got the rope with the figure 8 knot already done. You've got the rope lock, and we've got the shrink wrap plastic piece. Okay, so if you look on the back of your spreader bar, you're going to notice two sides. This side is actually shaped with the same orientation as the shape of your rope lock, so that's going to set in there. Okay, and the other side is just a regular little pocket for the knot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the slider rope replacement and I'm going to feed it through the back of the spreader bar like this right here. And I'm going to put it in there in a way that I can tuck this knot into the pocket. Okay? So now you've got something that looks like this. At this point, don't forget to put the ring on. So we're going to throw the ring on there. Okay, now we're going to go through the front of this hole here. And it's going to come out the back where the rope lock goes. Okay. So this is what it looks like. You got your figure 8 knot in the pocket side. The other side that's shaped with the opening for the rope lock is going to be the new side. And don't forget to put your ring on. Okay, so here we go, guys. We're going to start by going through the outside hole on the widest piece of this part in orientation for the slot that the rope lock goes to. So now we're going to go back through this hole here. Okay, and this is kind of where I start making it a little bit tighter. But the very last part, we're going to come back through this side of the center hole. Like that. So this is your rope lock. This is where you can do your final adjustments. So if you want to make a final adjustment after that, you can go back to the figure 8 knot and try to dress this knot just a little bit. Okay, now to trim up this rope right here, I'm going to cut it about halfway. Alright, and then I'm going to put this little shrink tube on top here, just to give us a nice end. Alright, so we'll just tuck the rope lock in there, make sure that guy's secure in there. Okay, now we're going to put it back together. So we've got a replacement slider rope and we've got a replacement center rope. So first thing we're going to do is take our pad from the front of the spreader bar and we're going to slide this through the loop to lock it in. Make sure the ends of your rope are tucked away nicely in there. Okay, and then you're going to want to line up the holes right here as well. So it's going to look something like that. Now you're going to place the center rope through the slot on the spreader bar, just like that. And then we're going to want to reposition these screws. Alright, and just make sure all the rope in the back is tucked away nicely as you're doing your final tightening here. Alright, and then when you're all done, it's going to look something like that. And there you have it. That's how to replace your slider rope on your Stealth spreader bar.